can two people with different moral values get along in a relationship?
We just watched Peggy and George on their honeymoon and we realised how their moral value system is making a lot of arguments between the two of them. Isn't it, Mars?
Yes, and it's very interesting to see. I love Peggy and George. I think they're great individually as people.
Yep.
And I think they could be a great couple as long as they're...
Their moral value system doesn't get in the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. And that is obviously the main issue that they have.
Yeah.
Because Peggy's morals very high, and George, well, it's
Very
not that
easygoing.
he has bad morals.
No, it's just he's very
It's just
easygoing,
they are
doesn't
different.
care. Exactly.
Yeah,
and we
different.
seem to judge people who have very high moral values today. And I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. But we do. We seem to like people like George who are very easy come, easy go. And he's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
We are starting to really like George. Do you know why? Because he compromises. And I love that. I love that George compromises. And I know that Peggy really likes George.
Yes.
Why? Because Marzy's my cousin, by the way. We live together, and I'm a bit like Peggy in relationships, and Marzy's a bit like George.
Yeah.
Marzy doesn't have any judgment with anyone at all.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I know, like, adult content. Would that be a problem for you if I did that?
No?
You have the same standards as Peggy.
Yeah, I do.
And I know that if you're in the same situation as Peggy, you would want the guy to not want you to be involved in any online sexual activities either.
No.
And that would be a very high standard for you.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I would want a guy who would be open to that.
Yeah.
Because that's my value system. And if I want to do that online, I want to have someone that's not going to judge me for doing that.
Yeah.
So I want someone with my moral values and for us to align.
And neither is wrong.
No,
neither is wrong.
That's the thing.
At
We
all.
both
But
just
we
have
seem to be
different-
judging
different
people like
viewpoints,
me. Not in the real world. No one really judges me in the real world, but I know in the online world, people judge people who have got values and morals today. I don't understand it. And I'm not saying that Marcy doesn't have morals or values. Well, maybe. But she doesn't care as much as I'm judging someone thinking, oh, will that person work for me? Do we have the same...
It's not your thing. It's not,
It's
your
not my
cup of
thing.
tea.
No, it's not my cup of
And
tea.
there's no problem with that.
No.
There's no problem with that. But you know what? When you're in a relationship, you want someone to have the same values
That's
as you.
the
because it
problem.
just makes-
You've got to have the same value system.
Yeah.
No one is wrong. No one is right. You've just got to have that same common
It
ground.
makes things easier. But
Yeah.
then, like in Peggy and George's case, George is willing to compromise.
Yep.
Which I think is a...
I
like,
love
that's
George.
a really
I
good
love
thing,
that he can
because
compromise.
That means they...
Can work on
that
things.
could make things
They can work on things, you know what I mean? Like he's
if-
saying, okay, I'm thinking about things.
Yes.
I'm thinking about things and maybe you're right. Or maybe you're not right. Maybe he's just saying she's right. But he wants to work on it because he really
Well,
likes
he's
her.
willing to
Yeah.
go at her speed or her level.
Yep.
And what she's comfortable with.
Yeah.
To make their relationship work. And that's sort of what you have to do in a relationship. You have to compromise. If you're both headstrong in what you believe and like, no, you're wrong, I'm right, it's never going to work. Now, I did a little bit of a, poke around, a bit of a snooping.
Like she does.
like I do.
Yeah.
And I happened to check out George's channel.
Yep.
And because I had to see the butt squat.
Yeah, she had to
I
see the
had
butt
to
squat.
see how scandalous it was. Was it for
Yeah.
the OnlyFans?
Yep.
I don't know. No, it wasn't. It was an exercise
Yeah.
thing. I didn't think it was that bad. What do you think, Jodie Lee?
I thought it was all right, but
I like big
But
butts.
I don't like the show ponies. I don't like this. Is my personal preference. I don't like the show ponies, but I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was funny. I didn't really think twice about it, to be honest with you. I really didn't.
And obviously
Yeah.
she didn't see the video. Like he said, I did
Yeah.
squats in front of a camera.
Yeah,
That
he made it
sounds like,
sound a lot worse than what it was.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Margie would have a little check out. Then your Margie like, oh, I want to see what's going on here. You know what I mean? But it wasn't even bad. It was just doing a couple of squats, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we love this couple. We really are rooting
Yeah.
for this couple.
Big butts and I cannot lie.